everybody, it's me, James Yan. On this episode of Crying in My Car, we're going to be quoting some funny things that students said to teachers that made them scratch their head. Then we got some good news when it comes to teachers in the news, positive news, and who doesn't want that? Then we're going to wrap things up with funny things parents say to teachers to make them laugh out loud. A brand new episode of Crying in My Car starts right now. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is James Yan, and I'm hosting today Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I'm going to call it Crying in the Car Line, a podcast for parents. There you go.
Boo.
Boo. See, kind of
okay, I'll host now.
All right, yeah.
You're done.
See, kind of love I get, man. As always, I'm here with my good friend, my supportive one, Devin Siebold, and we have a great guest today, former teacher. We're going to call her Lo.
Mm-hmm. That's me.
Gotcha. Now, how long did you teach, real quick?
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the
really is.
lemming cliff.
Is that
we
literally
all drop
what
off
it
of.
usually is, though?
Oh, it's hard to get past. Now I think five is like
Five is considered veteran.
Yeah.
5 years teaching is now, wow, you've been doing this a while.
Yeah. 5 is like you served tours in Iraq. Like it's literally like, wow, 5. You've seen
5
some
years?
stuff.
You've seen some, yeah.
You're officially battle hardened.
Gotcha. Now, I've asked Devin this question before, but let me ask you. Let's start out by asking, what made you finally decide I've had enough?
They got rid of my class.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll
So
do it.
she didn't decide.
Yeah.
They decided for her.
It was a culmination of a lot of things between admin and then the state of Florida saying, like, we're getting rid of AP, and then certain topics weren't appropriate for children, and I taught psychology, which was the one that they...
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
could have really just said admin and the state of Florida and just
stopped.
stopped.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like,
my textbook was banned.
oh, wow.
Wow. The actual book that you were using to teach the children was like, no, we can't use this anymore.
Right.
Gotcha. Was it full of things that are harmful, like truth?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Can't have that.
Mental health.
I want to just discuss something really off topic, but I have to get it out.
Okay.
I'm a change man, James.
Oh, look at you.
I'm a change man, and I don't know if Lo can relate to this, but wait. What are you wearing? Okay. I'm a change man.
That sounded real creepy.
Wait, for people not watching this,
Okay.
I was looking at her shoes.
Okay.
As you know, James Yan, we have a relationship with shoes.
We do. We're sneakerheads.
I am a sneakerhead.
Yes.
I love Jordans, Nikes. I am team anything trophy room down in downtown Orlando, owned by Marcus Jordan.
Yeah.
Not
Jordan's
too far
son.
from that.
Yeah. I love shoes.
Okay, let me ask you real quick, because I know you love sneakers. What's your favorite brand of sneaker?
Jordan for sure.
Air Jordan?
Yeah.
Jordan?
I would
Gotcha.
say Air Jordan, not Jumpman. Jumpman's cool, but
Jumpman's
Air
cool,
Jordan.
but Air Jordan.
Yeah.
Me, it's Air Force Ones.
Yeah,
I
Air
have
Force Ones.
Every Air Force One.
So, if you're asking for a specific one,
Yeah.
I don't know. I have love-hate relationships. It's Jordan overall is my favorite, but I really love Foamposite shoes and the Flightposite line that they
Okay.
have. So it's, again, a lot of teachers out there not relating to this.
No.
That's not where I'm going with this, James. I had something happen, man. I've been running a lot. I've been doing 5Ks and trying to get in good shape. Right now, I'm down 12 pounds.
Hey, congratulations.
I've been
Nice, man. Yeah.
working hard. Here's the thing, man. I've been running, and my feet have been hurting a little bit. And
Yeah.
I took some advice. And I went online, and I was reading, and everybody's they're just throwing that B word at me.
Ooh.
Brooks.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, I have been team Nike and Jordan my whole life.
Yes, you
I even got
have.
Nike running shoes specific. I ordered them. I even got the wides. I thought it'd feel better. I put on a pair of Brooks and I ran 5 miles and I felt like I ran 5 feet. I was gliding on air, bro. I love those shoes.
They're so good.
I love those shoes. And in my head, I was like, this is great. And this is why I'm bringing this up. I was like, this is awesome. I wish I had these in my classroom when I still taught. Because I would wear like Jordans, flat, dunks, things that the
Ooh.
kids would love. But at the end of the day,
yeah,
my
no.
back is killing me.
Because
you know?
those shoes look great, but they are all flat.
Yeah, you're flat.
There's
flat
no
as can be.
arch. Yeah.
It's the male equivalent of high heels.
Yeah, it is. And so I would literally
True.
sit there like in pain, and I'd sit down at my desk and be like, oh, my back is killing me. And I was like, but, I look good. That's all that matters.
That's it. Yeah.
And
My fit.
but
Come on.
yeah. But these shoes, man, I just now I wear them all the time. I'm wearing different shoes right now just because I couldn't do that to you.
Oh, Devin.
As a friend, I couldn't.
Do you know?
I couldn't unveil it that way.
Do you know what this is, right?
What?
You finally reached my status.
I've
Do you
got,
know what you
like,
are now?
Orthopedics.
You
I'm
are what they
old.
called old.
I'm
Yes,
old.
my friend. Yes, old.
I used to make fun of
Yeah.
my grandmother for like the inserts and stuff. Now I'm literally like, do they have inserts for the Brooks? Can I
There's a
put
whole thing.
cushion on the
Yeah.
cushion?
It's like when you start to realize, like, oh no. And you're like, what? Why is this? I'm like, these are the tires of your body. You buy good tires for your car.
Yes,
There's
true.
2 things you should always spend your money on: mattresses and shoes.
Yeah, but some people ride down the road with 26-inch rims just vibrating like crazy
Yeah.
because it looks really
Yeah.
cool. And I realized that's been me for far too long.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
6'6", and man, I stretch all the time. I try to like be flexible to keep my back in shape, and because I know that it's like a problem for tall people is back pain.
Yeah.
I don't have back pain. I really don't. I feel pretty good, but I feel better now.
That you got the
The,
right.
the right shoes.
Oh, Devin.
And
Yeah.
what's funnier is that you looked at my shoes and I was like, oh no, don't notice. I'm wearing Crocs right now.
Oh yeah.
Like but they're cute Crocs.
Hey.
Cute Crocs.
Because they're the sandal ones that look like Doc Marten sandals.
Yes.
I refuse to wear regular Crocs.
I will tell you this though. I won't wear Crocs either, but I have tried them on. They feel good.
But now they have cute ones. Now they have like ones that don't
Yeah.
look like the whole. Because I have a whole thing about wearing sandal-y looking things with socks.
You should not do that. And we
Right.
see it a lot in Florida. There's always somebody
And I'm never
wearing
gonna-
sandals with socks.
Yeah, I'm never gonna judge somebody wearing like Crocs for gardening or like a nurse who wears Crocs. I get it. You're walking around all day.
Makes
But
sense.
like, you chose to go out in that, and
Yeah.
and you're young, especially if they're young. I'm like,
Yeah. You're at prom. Like, that's weird. Yeah.
yeah. But then I
I
got
feel it.
these because my back hurt from running. And I bought Brooks, and somebody was like, get better shoes for every day, get Crocs. And I was like, no, I'm like, get the cute ones. And I was like, oh.
Ah, there you go.
And now I'm just,
Yeah.
because I'm all about the uncomfortable, fashionable shoes. I love as much as I don't look it right now, I love a good goth platform. Mm-hmm. I have
I was
demonias.
goth for a long
Yeah,
time.
I have demonias. I also like to be average height, because you're very tall, I am quite short. I'm still refusing to tell the internet how tall I am, because people are like, you're tall. I'm like, sure. Yeah,
Yay.
totally tall.
Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. But when I wear them, I'm like, normal height. It makes me feel great. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, why? I went to MegaCon in them.
Oh no, that's
Ooh,
terrible.
that's- that's
that
a
floor is all
all-day
concrete
just-
flat.
yeah.
That one hurts.
But I was
MegaCon
dressed as-
hurts.
Yeah, it does.
I was dressed as the Eye of Sauron. So like I had to be tall.
You were
You had to-
huge. Yeah.
Not really. I was average height.
Yeah.
James-
The smallest tower you've ever seen.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like coming to terms with old age. I feel like I'm a year away from a bucket hat sitting in Key West with a "Don't hassle me, I'm local" shirt on.
Sounds great though.
I was going to say, that sounds
That sounds
amazing.
awesome.
It
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
God, but that's because we're old.
I
But
like
Devin, for people who don't know, how old are you?
I don't worry about it.
I can,
I'm 40. Just turned 40. Just turned 40.
50, Devin.
Oh, you're 50?
50, Devin.
Oh,
50. And you're 40.
one of the elders.
50.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah.
Man, I met you when you were like 37.
Young, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, young
I
girl.
think I'm young. Thank you. Like if that's young, great.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. We want to talk about you had an interesting thing with your students.
Oh yes.
I would like to
Yeah.
bring that up.
So I had a student who I say weird things when I teach, because the weirder something is, the harder it is to forget. Mm-hmm. So if you make it like really odd, kids remember things a lot better. So I
agree.
used to be like, oh, neurotransmitters are the consistency of barbecue sauce, and they would never forget.
I'll never forget.
I won't.
Right. Now you're just gonna be like, barbecue.
I'm
What?
yeah.
As a fat kid,
We usually
I'm like,
go
oh,
Chick-fil-A right
yeah,
after this.
absolutely.
Right.
We'll
Yeah.
be dipping it in some neurotransmitters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All day.
So I would do weird things like that, and this kid started writing down all of the weird, unsettling things I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the year, presented a slideshow to me of everything out of context, and it was beautiful. Like, I was just like, I am a weird human, and I love that you cut, because I don't realize I'm doing it all the time until somebody repeats it back, and I'm like, I did what?
Yeah.
What did I say? Because I just don't think about it in the moment, and then I move on because you're teaching, you're busy. So then I decided to start doing it to them, and I have multiple years of things that they stated in class, and I taught high school, so they were still like real off sometimes, but sometimes they were very adult, and I have like 20 pages of unhinged quotes from students.
I love it.
Did
Unhinged.
a student ever come up and ask you for something, and you're like, yeah, hold on. God, that was good. Write it down right away.
Repeat that.
I had like a bullet journal that I would write all my notes in throughout the day so I could keep track of myself and then reorganize it. So it was in that. And it would stay on my podium. And they would say something, and I would just walk over, and you would hear them screaming, no. They're like, no, don't. No. I'm like, I'm so sorry you did this to yourself.
It's literally like the Mean Girls burn book, you know, like
Yeah.
just going over and writing and stuff.
Yeah. So I have some of these that are just,
Unhinged
Yeah,
things your
unhinged.
students
I
said.
like this.
And these are
Yeah.
older kids, right?
okay. Between like 15 to 18.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
well enough off that you're like, oh, okay. Is there such thing as Wagyu Gator? Right.
Boy.
I mean, as a guy that used to be a chef, I get the question. I understand.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll be real. You could have gave me 5 years to come up with the first thing you would say, and I
wasn't
would
that.
not have
It
been
gets
Wagyu Gator close.
Worse from here on out.
Okay,
It
go
just
ahead.
gets worse. Avocados are berries, so hear me out. Guacamole is just jam. It makes sense for the millennials.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
on board
all
with
right.
that.
You know what? You
okay.
can't argue with science.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Smell my hand.
No.
No.
Kid went, no. He said, no, smell it. Popcorn. I haven't had popcorn for days.
Oh!
But I did
I
have
would
some
just
Wagyu
watch
Gator.
these things.
That is amazing. Smell my hand. Popcorn? I haven't had it in days.
Like, have you not washed your hands in days? What's happening?
That's so weird.
Pita is just Indian tortillas.
It is ish. Yeah.
Okay. He's relating the world.
Yeah,
That's
that's
geography.
good.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Why do Tom and Jerry only wear clothes when they go to the beach?
They do. They get in the long, like
The old-fashioned bathing
bathing
suits.
suits.
That is
But
correct.
that's the only time they wear clothes.
Well, very skin cancer conscious.
Well, not every beach has is a nude beach,
Right.
per se. So they're just following the letter of the law.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
But are they running around naked in their house the entire time? I mean,
Are you not?
well,
Well. Yeah,
does this smell this? smells like
Smell it.
popcorn, right? I haven't had popcorn.
Oh, this is great.
I can smell your bones.
Oh.
I didn't like that one. I was
I
like,
can smell
Smell your
breath.
bones.
Yeah, I mean, is that
What?
right after you put the lotion on the
Skin.
skin?
What does it smell like? Wagyu Gator.
this was a rapid fire from the same kid. I didn't feed my guinea pig, and I got home and I slid because of my socks, and a knife fell on me.
Oh, yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
like,
you
oh.
know.
Feed the guinea pig.
Okay.
Knife falls on you. Yeah.
Slid in the socks. Were you running with the knife at your guinea pig?
Sounds like lyrics from Future.
Yeah,
like just incoherent, just gibberish.
I'll be real. That's
Yeah.
the one that smells the bones too. I
yeah,
can
yeah,
tell.
yeah. I can smell your bones.
I told the kids to have a great day, and a kid screamed back, I'm going to have a terrible day just to spite you.
That's
Wow.
fine.
Was that a
Do
guy
it.
or a girl?
It was a boy.
A
yeah,
boy?
it was a boy.
Yeah, he's gonna make a great first husband.
Climate change is a Gemini.
That explains. No, that doesn't.
No.
Climate change.
It sounded profound at the first, right?
Yeah, that's one of those where the kid thinks they're like, I served, and you're like, no,
You did not.
You did not.
You double faulted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boyfriend got a mullet, but it's not like a Florida mullet.
Is there anything? Oh, there's
I get
Florida
that.
mullets.
Oh yeah, I get that. I'm
and I
from
was
Florida.
just like, the way she said it, I was like, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to Australia. Those
Oh,
are
yeah,
not
they have-
Florida mullets.
Yeah, no, they have
They
Australian
have
mullets.
their own
It's true.
mullets.
I do.
Yeah. Is Wakanda in Africa? That was completely serious.
Oh, students, no, people That people really do believe that's a real world.
I know, buddy. That bothers me and excites me as a black person.
Because you might go there.
I want to go there.
Cool.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
One was I wasn't born, I was removed.
Whoa.
They were C-section, baby.
C-section, that makes a lot of sense.
They would also taught me the term happy removal day
Happy removal.
because they weren't born.
That's a good one, though.
And I was like, I haven't stopped using it. So I tell my sister every year that her daughter has a removal day. She was C-section. So happy removal day.
I don't know why that makes me so uncomfortable.
does.
Does it really? I like it. I don't know why I like it.
That's why it's fun. It's uncomfortable. You're like,
Removal. Because removal
it
sounds like you did something wrong.
aggressive.
Yeah, removal.
Yeah, happy eviction day.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know.
you look like you'd be good at meowing.
That's
wow.
Okay. Well, that's actually what Bridget Macroon said to Emmanuel. Sorry, reference to last episode.
Yeah, that's a creepy thing to tell a person.
Yeah.
That
It is.
really is.
If I go deaf, I won't be able to hear my wife. That's great.
Oh, that's the one with the terrible day guy. That's the
Probably
same kid.
same kid. It might be.
I won't be able to hear. Yeah.
And then there was one last one that just absolutely I have a new boyfriend. He just doesn't know yet.
And I can smell his bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how James met his wife. She was like, "I'm dating you."
Yes.
He's like,
yes. I was
"What's
like,
your name?"
wait, what's your name? Could you untie me?
And then I have one very last one. It's about another
go
teacher.
ahead.
Another teacher at a school who was notoriously very monotoned and sweet man, amazing, very monotoned. A
Like
student.
Ben Stein,
Yes,
yeah.
very Ben Stein. The longest someone can keep their eyes open is 5 minutes, and I want to beat that. As in, like, they wanted to stay awake in their class for more than 5 minutes. They're like, well, nobody's ever been able to make it past 5 minutes. I'm going to beat that.
I
Like,
feel bad for that teacher at that point. Dang. I know. There's
As
people.
a teacher, I don't know. That sounds kind of like heaven to me. You know, if I'm pretty good at putting them to sleep, guess what? I don't have any problems.
They're quiet the rest of the time.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
That might be
Got
a new
it.
strategy. The kids walk in. Today we're going to learn about
I put myself to sleep.
Yeah.
hypnosis.
Yeah.
All right. Well, those are good ones. But
That's funny.
Also
There's so many
terrifying.
more.
Little bit terrifying.
Yeah.
What was your name in the classroom? It wasn't Lo.
It was just my last name.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just go by Miss.
Not even. I would
Yeah.
like, please don't call
Or
me that.
teacher.
See, that's the reason I
Yeah.
asked, because I know it's different with teachers. Like some people, like Miss is like,
Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah, how dare
I
you,
didn't
yeah.
care. At some point, they realized that I didn't care, and that's actually how I got my like internet name. Was because a kid just started calling me Lo Swo, and I was like, "That's funny."
And you'll-
That's
okay.
but he would. This was an amazing kid. Hey Charles, what's up? I still talk to him. He's full grown, like runs his own business. How he's great, but he was one of the most brilliant students I had ever taught, ever, and he also was smart. So he was a jerk. A good jerk, but a jerk.
A smart
So
ass.
yeah, he would be like, "Hey, mustard," and I would answer. He would just say a word, and because I knew he was trying to see if it would work, I would just respond to any word he would say out loud. And like we took this kid to Europe for a study abroad thing, and he was amazing, but would just be like, "Mom," I'm like, "Don't call me mom." And
Okay, moving on. Teachers in the news. Interesting thing out of Minnesota. Governor Walz actually signed a bill giving retirement boosts to teachers and police and firemen. You never see that.
No.
No, cost of living adjustment, lower early retirement age, and reducing the penalty for early retirement in Minnesota.
So get out when you can.
Isn't that insane?
That
That's
is.
great.
That
This
is,
bill
yeah.
effectively leaves 7 teachers in the entire state. That's all we have left, actually. Everybody took it. But it's weird, though, because it's a thing that you never think about. But, like, we always look at active teachers.
Yeah.
And we always look at new teachers, especially, giving a pay boost. It's like lure them in. But to see it on the back end, in the retirement end, is a different, like, beast. And I appreciate that. Especially police and firemen and teachers. We all got grouped together. Better retirement benefits. Normally, it's kind of like you signed on, that's what you get. But, like, boosting it, that's pretty good.
I'm curious about teachers when they retire. If we have anybody out there listening and you're retired, in the comments, tell me what you guys, the first thing you wanted to do when you retired.
Yeah. What do you
I want
wanna
to know what they want to do as soon as they're done teaching.
double
Yeah.
dip. They wanted to double dip.
Go back?
Oh yeah,
Really?
a lot of my friends who retired double
A lot of
dip.
teachers really miss it and they go.
They miss the actual
They become media.
teaching and
Yeah, they go to
all
the
they
media
know.
center.
wow.
All the librarians that you had growing up, like the teacher that was in the library, now the media center because we
Yeah.
don't have libraries in schools anymore.
But that reminds me of a very funny joke our friend Dina Napolitano tells. He's like, I got divorced and then I got married again, but to the same woman. And he said, getting married to the same woman again is like breaking out of prison and then 5 years later going, I wonder what the guys are doing. And going
Very
back.
true. Very
Oh,
true.
you finally made it. And you're like, no, I'm going to go back.
Free food.
Is that
Free
Andy
food.
coming back?
Andy.
I'm supposed to. Why is he coming through the hole?
That's funny. He's coming back.
Hey, the poster opens. He comes out.
All right. In Atlanta, this is an Atlanta teacher. Congratulations to Dr. Valerie Camille Jones-Ford, inducted to the National Teachers Hall of Fame. She's from the Ron Clark Academy. Everybody in the Ron Clark Academy is always like stellar. I'll be honest, I read the story and I did not know we had a National Teachers Hall of Fame.
I just found
Really?
out right now.
I'm livid.
Yeah.
My ERA and RBI would have been so much better if I would have I would have known.
But you got caught gambling.
Yeah, I gambled on myself. I'm out of I literally just exposed. I can't be in the.
Can't be in it, man. No.
Man. But anyways, I just had those two shout outs, two good things. I wanted to be positive, a little bit positive. That's what I'm trying to be more positive in life. That's what my therapist says.
Gotcha.
So,
Oh, yeah, because you are in therapy now.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Well, you just did.
Green flag, if anything.
It's a green flag.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know,
How is that going, by the way?
Great.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting, because sometimes I go in there and I'm like, I don't have anything to say, and then like an hour in, I'm like, no, like, oh, I guess I do. So
I don't think I need therapy, but I think I would be great in it. Because therapy, you go there to speak, you go there to talk and share your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
I would be great there because I can't do any of those at home.
Yeah.
I can't share any thoughts. I can't talk. I can't speak. So there, it'd be
You
great.
would be like, I'm going to therapy, and your wife would be like, we're going to therapy. She's
Yes.
just a little bug in your ear.
Yeah.
Tell her you had a happy childhood, James.
Tell her you love everything that happens at home. I love everything.
Nothing is wrong.
Nothing is wrong.
Nothing is
And
wrong.
I'm like,
Just waiting for that A+ to come
right,
back.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, James, what do you got for us?
I
today?
got something that I think you guys are going to enjoy.
I'm not.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Positive.
I just
I
wanted
like
to,
everything,
I was
so.
trying to be the terrible person, that she was talking about. Have
Yeah.
a good day, terrible day.
I'm gonna have a
Terrible
bad
day.
day just to
you think I'm gonna
spite
enjoy
you.
it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna not enjoy this to spite you.
That's so funny. Well, you guys being teachers, I found some interesting articles about some of the funniest things that parents say to teachers to make them just laugh out loud. Because being a parent, I always try to be an ally to the teacher when I would go to a conference. But you guys had experiences where people would freak out, they would yell at you, blame you for things that you were not responsible for just because
Yeah.
you were that child's teacher, correct?
It's like you were in the class with
I
us.
was there, man. I was there.
It's like you were holding my hand through it.
Here's one I'm sure you guys have heard. You got a student not doing his homework, and the parent wants to find a solution to that. So this parent said to the teacher, "Can you call us every night and just tell us what his homework is?
Yeah, just tell us.
Just tell us personally. Call us. A little text message maybe. Tell me what he needs to do."
I've had that where you had to write in their planner.
Really?
Yeah, and that was I would go, hey, the homework's on the board. Write it in your planner, and then I would sign it. That's it.
It's funny you say that because the next one is, "Can you write the homework in his
The
planner?"
We've gotten the planner
Every day for
Sometimes
me.
it's accommodations you have to accommodate. Sometimes it's just wishful thinking on the parent's part that
Yeah.
you're going to be the one.
Yeah.
To
Favorite thing about post-COVID teaching, and there's not many,
Uh-huh.
not many, but one of them was the fact that everything was digitized. So all of their homework was posted daily. And I would just
Yeah.
be like, did you check the website?
Thing about that, parents still don't know that exists.
not at
They
all.
do not know that
Not
exists.
one
Yes.
bit.
Yeah, and will not use it even if you explained how to use it, where to use it, and how easy it is. Nope. I need you to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. I need you to be his parent when I'm not here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You guys get be paid to babysit is what you get.
I would get paid so much more than
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Yes, you would. Here's one. Can you tell me why? Insert question for anything here. It's anything that my kid could just ask you himself in my classroom. Meaning, can you tell me why my son got this grade on the test? Why didn't your son just ask me that? Why are you bothering me? Why are you emailing me? Why are you calling me?
There's a lot of parents that will only speak for the child, like they're a lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. And the kid's like 17. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Not a child. I know
Yeah.
that to be true because my wife runs a doctor's office, and there are kids that are over 18 who still bring the mom or dad in to speak to the doctor about what's wrong with my child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why would you not do it yourself? No, I need you to do it still. That is crazy. Here's one for you guys. You need to put sunscreen on my child before they go out and play at recess.
I'm not touching your kid.
I'm not touching
I'm not touching your kid.
If it's aerosol,
Yeah.
just walk
I'll
through
just
it.
hand him an umbrella. Have fun.
There you go. A parasol, if you will. Okay. Okay. When is my child going to win a classroom award?
Oh, I mean, okay. Well, I mean, there's class awards.
Yes,
And
yes.
you try to be generous to everybody, but I don't know. It's funny because that's probably the same parent that argues about participation trophies for the whole, online. Like, that's just because we get participation. Also, when's my child get a participation trophy?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do parents really ask things like that?
Yeah, it's lower grades. They really want their child
I
to
had
get
a
some sort
thing
of
like that.
accolades.
Oh,
really? In
yeah.
higher grades?
So I used to do, like, in the mornings, I would do a Kahoot because Kahoot's fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And it would be the review from the previous day. So whatever we talked about in class, it was just a quick run through, and they would get a little ticket. And the little ticket was a half point they could use on something.
Yeah.
So they could, like, collect as many tickets. And some kids would collect it and be like, I'm not doing this assignment, and hand me, like, 45 tickets.
Okay.
But then other kids wouldn't even participate at all. And then the parents would be like, why isn't he getting a ticket? I'm like, tell him to log into the game.
Yeah.
And if still your fault, why don't you log in for him, play for him, give him points, and then let him use them?
Yeah,
I'll
I also
tell
have
you what you
treasure
should do.
box
Yeah.
for high
You should
schoolers.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you should do with your child. Smell his hands. Because they smell like popcorn, and you have not made that child popcorn in a long
Long
time.
time.
Days.
Oh, I'm going to use that forever now. Okay.
It's so good.
Here's an excuse why my son didn't study for the test. He didn't have time to study because he was at basketball practice.
Yeah.
Athlete, parents,
Yep.
are they different?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is the teachers sometimes are expected to accommodate
Yeah.
that.
Not just by the parent, but
Yeah, like coach will come by and be like, "Hey, we had a late game last
Really?
night. We got in a little late. Think you could be a little easier on Frank over there?" And you got to be
what do you say in
No.
that instance?
Yeah, I mean,
you're just
No.
like, nah, I'm not playing that game.
No.
Really?
We had really good coaches. Most of them are really, really good. So if they were failing class, the coach would come to you and be like, he's skipping practice today and he's sitting in your class finishing whatever it is.
Oh, wow.
I loved those coaches. There
Okay.
was one coach, though, who would do that.
Yeah.
And she and I were not okay with each other. And she'd be like, well, he needs to skip class to do this. I'm like, they're having a test today, so no. And then I would call the parent and be like, your child's coach is trying to get them to fail my class for the benefit of this sport, which is fun because if they want to go to college on this sports scholarship, you know what they also have to have?
Good grades.
grades.
Yeah.
Grades, yes.
Good grades, yeah. So the parents would usually end up siding with me, and that's why that coach hated me.
You got a parent to agree with you. You are the messiah.
The sad part is
Yeah.
though, I went and played college basketball.
You did.
And those professors will also bend for it's a never-ending bend for the athletes.
Because they know that if they don't, they're going to get heat from somewhere else.
Yeah,
Right.
And
Especially if it's a
especially
big
when you
school.
have boosters, you have money, you have things
And
coming
the
in.
school's known for that sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked at a theater school, so that's why the coaches were good because, like, the band director, I was scared of him, and he would.
When I first started basketball in college, literally we were told a few of the teachers that we should take.
They pointed you in their direction,
Yeah.
like, hey, man, you take this.
Yeah,
They're going to
you're taking math?
understand.
Oh, Professor Jones is really good over there. And you're like, and you're like, yeah, that 9:30 class, that's the one. And so you'd go in and all the basketball players are in the exact same class.
Got it.
That's how you knew it was I went into one math class like that, and I was like, oh no. It
Yeah.
was just all the football players from UCF. I was like, I switched math classes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They didn't even do math. It was just calculator. That's what it was. Yeah.
Tell us on the board in numbers what grade you would like. And then,
Okay.
why are you failing? I don't know. I thought it would a scale of 50.
This is the one I like because I remember my son went to a school that was based on academics, and it was very competitive. And I was friends with parents that would say this to the actual teachers. If you give him a B, he is not going to get into his first choice college. because it's the teacher's responsibility to give
That's
him.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
So that's actually a hidden pressure of us in high school.
Yeah.
Is sometimes your GPA, their GPA rides on your class, especially when I taught government economics. That was the last thing, and it's a half-year course, and sometimes they don't have time to make it up. So that C or that B can
Yes.
throw it off.
Yes.
And they're putting in applications, and they're also asking for references, things like that. And it's a little bit more pressure, I think, in that, because that's a big deal.
Helicopters, yeah.
They're, especially in this kind of school.
Oh, yeah.
They're there every day. They're just trying to make sure their kid is the very best. But again, that's not on you guys. It's up to the student to do the work.
Yeah.
To put that work in. So that's crazy. I'd just be like, nope.
Yeah, I had one parent like that another coworker and we both had him for separate classes, and it was the poor boy. The poor boy was so stressed. He was doing great. He had like an A- in my class. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't crazy.
It wasn't crazy. And he had an assignment he could turn in until report cards. And that was the one thing that would have just bumped him up to an A+. And he was doing it. And the mom every single day would call or email me and be like, why isn't it graded yet? I'm like,
He hasn't turned it in.
He hasn't turned it in yet. I have to wait. And he has 2 more weeks
It's
to get
okay.
it done. I'd like for him to do it correctly instead of trying to rush him. She's like, well, he has to write his college applications now. I'm like, right, it'll be in, I promise. Yeah. But it was every single day that when he switched to other classes, we would have to like warn the other teachers about what was about to happen to them every year.
I feel bad sometimes because the kids will lie to their parent, and then the parent comes to you with a story,
Yeah.
and you got to be the one to be like,
The bearer of bad
your
news.
kid is not being real with you right now. And then it's twofold. Not only are you failing, but now you're lying to your mom, or your dad.
Now, as teachers, you want your parents to be involved, but you don't want them to be that involved.
No.
It gets crazy.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I got one last one for you guys, and I know you've heard this before. Why can't the makeup test be the same as the original test? Ta-da! What do you say to those parents?
It's I forgot you were still in parents.
Yes.
Like I'm
Yeah.
really picturing a student asking why.
Well,
it
same
can't
thing.
be the
Is it
same.
not the same thing?
I've had students that go to do a makeup test and they're like, okay, but this is different. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you know it's different?
Ta-da!
Yeah.
We had test generators, so I could just generate a new test.
Yeah.
based on the
Like
same
that.
stuff.
You didn't have to, yeah.
You just insert things and it will pop them out. But
Little CD-ROMs. Click, click.
Gotcha.
That was it.
Here's one last one for you guys that I know parents try to do to you. I want to take my kid out of school for 3 days. Can he just give me the work right now so he can do it ahead of time?
Yeah, I always tell them I don't know what I'm doing now. How would I know what I'm doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
When right now I don't know what movie I'm gonna show.
I have a story for that, and it was one of the most "are you kidding me" moments of my teaching career, where I had a freshman who was already not doing great, and then I get an email from the mom saying they're going on vacation. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like a 3-day, like a cruise or something, a month and a half in Europe.
Oh,
What the actual? Yeah.
you enroll him over there.
Yeah. Might as
Well, they were going to all the different countries, so they weren't even staying in one place in Europe. They were just traveling all of Europe for a month and a half, and I was like, I hate to break this to you, but my class is lecture based. And the mom was like, can you go ahead and record the entire month and a half and send it to me?
I would say, how about I come to Europe with you?
Yeah.
And I just
I'll just be
Tutor on the road.
Tutor on the road.
Yeah.
and then I was like, that's not
No.
possible. Like, you also, I don't think you're allowed to just pull them out of the school year for a month and a half and not go to school for a month and a half. She's like, we did it all the time in my old school. I'm like, yeah, your kid's missing 4 credits.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for this. And they went on this trip and came back, and that parent was irate that she was failing my
livid.
class
Yeah.
and a bunch of her other classes. We all thought maybe she's going to move school or something. Nope. We had parent-teacher conferences every meeting. She's like, I don't understand why you're still failing her.
Had that parent
I don't understand.
never heard of what's that thing they call summer? Has she not heard of
Well, in
of that?
summer, they would go like visit family in South America, so they couldn't waste summer
It's
for
true.
Europe.
What was I thinking? I
Right.
apologize.
James, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sitting here being like, I paid my bills this month.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
All of them. I have no money left, but I paid all my bills, and you go to multiple countries a year, and she's like, it's not that big of a deal. We just go to like Europe. I'm like, oh, we just go to Europe.
Yeah.
I go to Epcot.
I go to
Visit other
Aldi.
countries.
Yeah. Sometimes my vacation is decided by how many tolls I'll have to go through. I'm like, man, that's like $4 to get over to the beach. I don't know about that.
I made it to Maitland. Yeah.
I bought a kiddie pool. I put some sand out.
Yeah, it's funny.
Brutal. Anyways, James, you're hosting. So.
I am hosting, man.
Yeah.
So as always, Devin, real quick, where can people find you?
Thank you, host James.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yes, Devin.
DevinComedy.com. Also, Devin on Devin Siebold on most platforms. And don't forget TeachersNeedLaughter.com for professional development keynotes booked all the way to 2026. But we'll squeeze you in. We'll make it happen.
And don't forget, Devin, to tell everybody where you're going to be touring with board teachers, where I won't be. Go
Board
ahead.
teachers, yes, we will be touring all through Australia. And then we actually have some Canada dates. I'm not on the October 15th through 18th Canada dates, but I am on the rest of the Canada dates. So if you see a Canada date outside that range, that's where I'll be. So we got Australia, Canada, and a bunch of stuff in the U.S. for the end of the year.
Very nice. And our wonderful guest, Lo, how can people find you?
They can find me on TikTok and Instagram as Would You Kindly or Would Ya Kindly, because they stole my name on the second app.
And don't forget to look us up on YouTube and our Patreon. And remember, rate us 5 stars.
5 stars.
We need 5.
Smell my hands. Just kidding. Anyways.
What does it smell like, Devin?
Oh, well. I don't know. What did I eat 7 days ago?
Oh, thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.